So I'm in debt, y'all, and I think that you could figure out by the context clues from some of my other videos, but this video is specifically about my debt and how I'm going to try to get out of it, right? So I'm actually going to try to get concise and to the point with this because I think maybe you guys would appreciate that more. I don't know. But long story short, let's get into it, man. So how much debt am I in? Technically you could say, well, technically I am 6,000 in debt, but really and truly 3,000. What do I mean by that? So the type of debt that I have is I borrowed from my 401k like 3k, and the thing is you pay that back to yourself, and it's not really a debt because even if you chose not to pay it back, you wouldn't have to owe it, but you would basically lose all the money that you put into it and built up if you didn't pay it back. But the actual debt that I have, what kind of debt is that? Okay, I'm just going to get into it, man. So credit card debt, right? $700. Auto loan debt, $1,900. And the cash advance is 400. Now that's not really debt, but I mean, whatever. I owe the money, so I count it as debt. So, okay, I'm in a rush basically to pay this off because at the end of the day, I have a job that I can actually work overtime and pay this kind of stuff off in a reasonable manner, but I have been the kind of person who would pay the minimums, and I'm not cool with that anymore, dude. Ever since I lost my job and then got it back, I kind of think about my money a little bit more critically, and then as well some other reasons too. But why am I in a rush though? So honestly, like I just said, I would like to lift the debt weight off my shoulders because it's been kind of ridiculous how long I've owed money to others. Over a year, honestly, and that minimum payment is just not fun, and you don't actually pay much. I remember one time I borrowed $400 from a different cash advance place, and I paid like a minimum of $50 a month for 3 months. And then I went to the lady and I was like, "So how much do I owe?" She was like $390 or something like that. And I was like, "I've been paying 50 for 3 months. What do you mean?" She basically said, "Yeah, that's like the principal." And I don't understand exactly what it means, but I just know that those $50, only like three of it went to the actual debt, and the rest was just whatever they charge you for allowing you to borrow their money. And I didn't like that. I paid that 400 that day because I'm not doing that. That's ridiculous. But the thing is, I've been doing stuff like that for the past year and even longer than that, really, in other ways. So I'm not really cool with that, man. So yeah, I'm in a rush for that reason. Debt is stressful, man. It's just no fun. And I gotta be honest, when my dad passed, I'm not trying to like make this channel like, oh, my dad passed, feel bad for me. I'm just using it as an example, like a legitimate example. RIP to my dad. But when he did pass, I know he wasn't ready. You know what I mean? And honestly, when he did leave us, it really just made me think, wow, no, tomorrow is never promised. We expect it, but it's really just not promised. And the reason I say that as well is because honestly, the debt is actually a stress and an actual weight on my mind, and I'm not enjoying my life as much as I could because I am worried about a debt that I could pay off if I actually work hard. So I need to. He just taught me that, like maybe his final lesson. You know what I mean? Like cherish your life and also take care of business before pleasure. My dad always said that business before pleasure, but apparently I didn't listen good enough. So I kind of want to respect him in that way, man. So yeah, when he passed, I said tomorrow's not guaranteed, and I told myself no more procrastinating, and that's what I plan to stand by. So paying the minimum, like I said earlier, you'll end up paying like 2 times what you borrowed, if even, like at least. I'd like to start saving my money, for other stuff instead of just saving my money to pay bills, because that's just not fun having to pay bills and not actually saving your money. I can save my money, but getting rid of this debt would make it so much easier, bro. So I'm doing this. Like I said, I'm done making excuses for why I'm not debt free. And the last reason I'm in a rush is because Jeff Bezos won't do it for me. No one will do it for you except for yourself and God. You pray to God. I've actually had my prayers answered. One day when I was like 4 years old, I actually prayed for a Dreamcast, and I actually got the Dreamcast that next week. God is real, bro. I'm not even joking, bro. But I never asked my parents for it. It just happened. But okay, seriously. So here's the ways that I plan to get out, bro. So this is going to be the hardest part because all that stuff I was talking about, job burnout. But long story short, number one, work 60 hours a week, bro. This will earn me at least 1,100 a week, and I'll be able to spend extra on debt. Just paying that stuff off. And how much extra am I talking? I'm planning to spend 500 a week, bro. Now for 3 weeks, because the fourth week I had to work possibly even more just to make rent and other bills. So 3 weeks out of the month, 500 a week on debt, man. And I can really do that. That'll make it much easier to actually just pay it off. But number two, that's number one and two pretty much in one. So number three, only eat food that I buy at the grocery store. No eating out, period, bro. And I'm gonna be honest, the rest of these numbers is pretty much food, 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 don't do, don't do. But I'm just gonna be straight up. Only food from the grocery store. That's it. Number four is fasting. And what do I mean by that? I mean like only eating at a certain period of the day. Because at the end of the day, dude, I can talk and talk and talk, but I have to kind of change the way I live in order to actually change the way that I do this too. I won't be able to just, I'm not the kind of person who can eat noodles and be unhealthy and still be able to, work the way I'm trying to work. I will fall off in one way or another. So fasting and having that discipline to only eat at a certain time, like I can drink and eat fruits and vegetables, whatever, but when it comes to whatever else I buy from the grocery store, like the solid, I have to try to discipline myself to eat at a certain time just to stay on track and stuff. So that was number four. But number five is pretty much the same. No impulse buying anything. So it kind of goes with eating out, but at the same time, this is specifically about just do not buy random RC cars, don't buy random action figures, don't buy random games on sale. Gotta pay this debt off, man. You gotta get it. Gotta get it. So that's number five. And number six kind of goes with the eating as well, but it says no, saying no to going out and eat. Like kind of saying no to my friends if they want to say, hey man, you trying to pull it to Chipotle or something? And I'll be like, yeah, I'll go, but I'm not going to eat anything. I'll just, go there for the experience and have fun with my friends and talking and stuff about life, but no eating out. So number seven is the honest to God thing I had to come to terms with, man. Get used to being bored. Eating is my boredom activity. When I am bored and I'm at home, I will eat something. That's just like lately my weakness has been graham crackers. Don't know why. Graham crackers, put it in some milk, kind of like an Oreo, but it's lighter and it's not as unhealthy because it doesn't have all that cream. But I'll just eat it, and to me, it's the tastiest thing. It's not even the tastiest thing. It's just satisfying. I don't know, I don't know, bro. It is. That's my weakness right now. But that's number seven though. So number eight is going to be sell things I don't need. So I am a pseudo hoarder in the sense of I will buy stuff that I just don't use. I would think that I'm gonna change my life, use it, and it's gonna be like the next big thing for me, and it's gonna change my life and change how I live. It doesn't. It really doesn't. I'll just buy it. I'll leave it in a box. Like I'll open the box, I'll leave it in a box and never touch it again. So I'm like, okay, dude, that goes with the impulse buying, but also that will help me, accumulate a little bit of money just for, and then just clean up a little bit more, get rid of stuff that I just literally don't use. There's just no reason to have something that you don't use. It's just wasting space. It's just getting cluttered. Nobody likes that. Nobody wants that. So yeah, sell stuff that you just don't need. So number nine is kind of going with the lifestyle change. I gotta exercise, man, because I really know at the end of the day, I have to build some kind of discipline. I can talk all I want, but I will not actually succeed if I just think that I'll just do it. I'm not a cold turkey do it kind of guy, at least not with stuff like this. Like I've been like that with food before. I would try to eat healthy and I'll do it for like 4 days, but because I don't change other things in my life, like maybe time management and stuff like that, then I'll end up not having the healthy foods one day, and then I'll be like, well, this is a perfect reason to eat out because I just don't have it and I gotta eat. So that's why I'm like exercise. I have to change my lifestyle in order to succeed with this plan, because if I don't, then I won't succeed, and I really do want to succeed. And I kind of feel like I have to succeed for you guys as well, because I'm over here talking up about, well, you guys are giving me great insight, great knowledge, and great tips and tricks, but if I just don't take it and don't use it to my advantage, then I feel like I'll be disrespecting you guys, and I don't want to do that. And I know that's not what you guys were probably even thinking in the first place, but at the same time, I do want to respect you guys for even commenting on my videos and actually giving me tips and tricks and ways to like help myself. So I appreciate that, and I want to show my appreciation by actually doing something about it. So that leads me to number 10, which is tracking all my money. So this kind of goes with the whole, oh yeah, let's go ahead and track our money by, not impulse buying, and just make sure to look at my bank statement at the end of the week, something simple like that, just to see where my money's going. Maybe there's a bill that I forgot about and I signed up for, and like I signed up for some program and I forgot to unsubscribe, and it's just taking $20 a month. I've definitely done that before, and it really sucks when you waste your money, but it's like you can't even do anything about it because it's actually your fault. That's like the worst part, bro. So tracking your money that's a pretty important part. So yeah, man, that's the 10 things that I'm going to be doing. That's how I plan to get out of debt. So if I actually do this, like I said, I'm going to do it. And that basically means it would have been in 6 weeks, but that last week I really need to focus on paying bills and stuff. So I'll say in the next 8 weeks, man, I'm hoping to be debt free for real. Like for real, for real. Because that's going to be like 3K right there. Because that other money, that other 3K, like I said, is just from my 401K. I borrowed that from myself. And that's not actually debt. That's just money I'm going to pay back slowly but surely. I got like a 24-month plan for that, but yeah, that should be straight. So the first 3,000 is actual debt, like money that I just owe to people that I haven't paid back, and I need to do that. So man, once again, man, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening, and I really hope that you guys took something from that. Just if you're interested in hearing my little story and stuff. So yeah, that's just a little story for me and to you. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and man, thank you again. Have a good one, y'all. Peace out.